So I'm back for my second video tonight, and it's going to be a response, contest response for Ray from Philly. He just recently got over 600 subs, so congratulations, Ray. Your channel does a great job of just having all sorts of stuff. You and your son Ray get together and you open packs. You have binder material, binder sets, showing how your room looks, set registries, all sorts of stuff. And I think that really is what makes your channel so appealing, is the content is varied. You got a whole lot of cool stuff that really appeals to all kinds of collectors. So congrats on your success, well deserved. And here's my response. So you wanted to know you wanted to know two different things, three answers to each. Your three coolest or best Hall of Fame cards, and I didn't know how to define best, so I defined it myself. And then three players that you think should be in the Hall of Fame. And so I'm going to do the three players that I think should be in the Hall of Fame first. And the first one is someone who really has lost a lot of steam in the balloting over the last couple of years, and it's really sad for me to see that, because I remember growing up watching this guy and him just being incredibly consistent and incredibly good. And I think he's going to get in. I just don't think he's going to get in with the writers. He's running out of time, but I think he's kind of a Veterans Committee guy, and that's Mr. Fred McGriff. Way underappreciated, but certainly deserved of Hall of Fame induction. The next guy that I think deserves to get in is because I don't care about PEDs. That's going to be true of these next two guys. And I think Bonds and Clemens should be in. I'm just going to show guys that I don't think people are going to talk about, because they're going to talk about Bonds and Clemens needing to be in the Hall of Fame. But these two guys, or this next guy at least, is someone that saved baseball in 1998, him and Sammy Sosa. And it's Mr. Mark McGwire. So that's for you, Eric. Titanic Taters is a big McGwire fan. This is a 1987 Topps card that I got signed by McGwire in 1987 at a card show in Arlington. So I know it's real because I got it from him. What was that, 30 years ago? Good grief. But McGwire definitely needs to be in. Just, yes, one-dimensional guy, hit bombs, but hit a lot of them, and just amazing baseball player, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And the last guy that it's just dumb that he's not even being considered anymore, and I don't know that he'll ever get in, certainly PED use, but if you look at his numbers, he absolutely deserves to be in, and no one's going to talk about this guy. But Rafael Palmeiro, who I had the pleasure of watching for many, many seasons as a Texas Rangers fan, absolutely is a Hall of Famer. 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. Guess who's the only guy with those that is not in the Hall of Fame? Rafael Palmeiro and A-Rod. But A-Rod may or may not get in. We'll see. But Rafael Palmeiro is not even on the ballot anymore. Look at that beautiful card. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Rafael Palmeiro absolutely needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Sweet swing, great player. Did he use steroids? I don't know. Did everybody else? I don't know. Don't care. It was an era, and so you have to look at that era and say who were the best players and go from there. And Rafael Palmeiro definitely was one of those. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Now I'm going to show you my three, what I consider to be my three best, favorite, certainly not, well, maybe the most expensive, but three cards that I just love of Hall of Famers. And this one, first one I got relatively recently, and it's my first card of this player, and it's a unique kind of card. It's a 1913 Tom Barker game of Ed Walsh. Walsh was a pitcher back in the early teens and won a ton of games, and this is a mint 9. And I know it's like a playing card if you look at the back. And it was one of those games that used to play, but to have a card that's 4 years old, 105 years old, and have it be a mint 9 and just look this sharp and this pretty, I'm just blown away. I think it's awesome. And it's a Hall of Famer and a guy that you just don't see a whole lot of cards of. And so that's one of my best cards of a Hall of Famer. The next one, this is one that I got at the National in 2014. And it is a 1935 Goudey 4-in-1. It's actually got 2 Hall of Famers on it. It's got Babe Ruth when he was with the Boston Braves. This was one of his last years. And then Rabbit Moranville down at the bottom corner on the other side. So 2 different Hall of Famers on here. It's the only card I have of playing days of either of those guys. It's my only Ruth. So it's only a 2.5, and it's pretty beat up, but it's a Babe Ruth. So I'm really happy to own that. And my last card is my favorite card. It's the only card I have, a playing day card of my favorite player, which is Lou Gehrig. And this is a 1933 Goudey. It's only a PSA 2. It presents much better than that, which is true, and you'll hear me say that a lot of cards that I own. Hopefully they present better than that. It's off-center for sure, but it's really a 2 because it has some paper loss on the back. You can see it up here. But just easily my favorite baseball card that I own is this one. And it's the most expensive card that I own, so go figure. So there you go. That's my 3 guys I think should be in the Hall of Fame, and my 3 favorite, best, whatever you want to call it, Hall of Famer cards. So again, congratulations, Ray. I'll put a link to your channel, to Ray's channel down below. Go check him out if you haven't already. Go be one of his next subs to try to help him get to 700 or 1,000, or just help him keep growing. So thanks guys for watching, and keep collecting.